When you want to grow as an organization or even scale, it is crucial that the entire organization is aligned with the objectives and the goals that leadership team has set out, and that everybody within the organization executes with the same outcome in mind. However, there are always filters that will impact the way of how the strategy and the messaging is being rolled out into the organization. We all have played probably the phone game to illustrate you the impact of those filters. So the phone game is where people standing in line and one person gets the original message and whispers it in the ear of the next person. And then that next person whispers that message to the third person, and so on and so on. And I can guarantee you, you always get a different message. A couple of years ago, we were doing this during a business event, and actually the language changed. So we started with a Dutch message. After an entire line of people, we ended up with an English message with a completely different meaning. So just to illustrate that there are always filters at work. And what are those filters? So first of all, it's the interpretation. In the phone game, it's often the interpretation, the translation between different people. And when you have multiple layers, you can have multiple different interpretations. When people see something, they will translate it or interpret it in one way, and other people with exactly the same message will interpret it in a different way. So this is filter number one. The second filter is the intent. What is the intent of the person receiving that message? Is the intent good to find a solution out of it? And what does that person want to achieve? And then the third filter is the interest. Basically, what's in it for me? A couple of years ago, I was involved with a company, and that company had an interim CEO. And then based on that information, people from the middle management did not execute the steps that CEO had foreseen because it was not in their interest to roll this out. So, how do you mitigate on this? First of all, communicate. I cannot stress this enough. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Make sure that everybody in the organization is aware of the original objectives, that the people know what do you want to achieve and why you want to achieve it. So communicate and even over communicate. The second thing is, and it's very closely related to this, is when you communicate, do it in a clear way, that there is no ambiguity, that people cannot doubt what exactly did the leadership mean with this. So when you communicate in a clear way, you will really overcome a big impact of those three filters. So good luck in building up your revenue scaling system. If you want to receive more of those videos, subscribe, and best of luck aligning your organization.